Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Good
Okay,
evening.
Good evening.
Yes.
evening.
Hi, everybody. So happy now today. See, wow, handsome and pretty are with me. We have Tana, yeah, a popular lah. I mean, face in JV, and also Uncle James from Yayasan Kebajikan Suria.
Mhm.
So with me these are NGOs all are the volunteers for the community. We are so happy to have them with Auntie Bole. Okay, so now we talk about Uncle James because he's launching a book right, and then to have a fundraising as well in November. So for today, we would like more of JB people to know you. Of course, I know many people already know who Uncle James is, but maybe more elaborate, more in depth. Okay, so Uncle James on Yayasan Kebajikan Suria. Uh, I know you have been doing a lot of community job, but maybe you would like to tell us more. How did you start Yayasan, since when, and this kind of thing? Why do you want to start? Yeah,
Yeah, okay,
Uncle James.
okay, no problem.
Mm.
Tonight I will allow you to call me Uncle James. Maybe a year or two ago, I'll get very angry when people call me Uncle James. So tonight is okay, Uncle James. Okay. Actually, Yayasan started in 2012. That was I have cancer, third stage lung cancer in 2002. That was about 24 years ago. So when I recover in 2004, so I'm actually very grateful to God for giving me a second chance. It's stage three. The doctor gave me 3% to survive. I survived. So I was thinking I must just start something to help human being like humanity. That's how I started. So it started in 2004. I recovered. I was banging around my head how to start the Yayasan. I mean, I had no idea what the Yayasan. But anyway, we started in 2012, Yayasan. And then from there, we have been sort of helping a lot of people. And then later on, 2005, I think we got some IMSHA award, where Janam is the chairperson. We got 2 awards on the night. That's how we started.
Mm. So yeah, so that means what I mean. Why do you have the first place that you want to start this uh, Yayasan Kebajikan Suria?
Because
The
I'm
thing is that
grateful.
yeah, you got feel
Because
grateful. Yeah.
without our organization, as a NGI, non-government individual, you can't do much. You can't do much. You can't get much fund. So I think if I start whether a body whether you call it Yayasan or Persatuan or anything, I think we can get more money for the public Then we register ourselves with the ROS in 2012. That's how we started
Mm.
Yeah, thank you. So we come to Miss Madam Tanam. Yeah,
Mm.
my good friend also since a long time already. I think
Long
so.
time already. We go back many, I think 15,
Many
20
many
years.
years.
20 years, I
Uh,
think maybe. My children are small.
yeah, also activists also in our community. Yeah, doing a
Mm.
lot with the children and this kind of thing.
Mm.
So maybe this is a time also. Tanam also would like to share with us. Maybe Tanam, you can introduce yourself a little bit also, and then
Okay.
just your relationship to your relationship with Uncle James.
Uh,
How you all go know each other in the
uh,
community. Yeah,
mm.
Tanam, please.
Thank you, Siu Mei, aka Auntie Bole. And don't do the madam with me. Same thing. Please call me Tanam. I think we go back maybe 20 years, I think, all of
Yeah.
us, I think. And my name is Thanam Visvanathan Suresh. I am a past president of the Johor Women's League, and currently I head their uh, child protection campaign, child safety
Mm.
campaign called Campaign It Up. And I'm also formerly the head of IMSHA Awards, the Iskandar Malaysia Social Hero Awards, which one time was a great privilege for me to host. Now it's gone after MCO. We kind of put it on hold for a bit. I think I've known Uncle James since when he was with his previous NGO, which was a HIV support group called JAS. That's when I
Yeah.
first met him, and really the credit as to how I met him was through Dr. Kadir, our very dear mutual friend, Dr. Kadir, who was director of Hospital Permai and former head of the Malaysian Psychiatric Association. Um, and during our counseling sessions, because we were all involved in activism and NGO work and dealing with the public, we also needed, every so often needed counseling advice on how to do counseling, plus a bit of debriefing ourselves. And during one of those sessions, we met James. And
Mm.
my impression of James was, of course, he was even then a big personality, loud. He's never known to be quiet and whispering. He dominates the room. He has a lot of experience. So therefore, when he talks with a lot of experience. So it's quite interesting to watch him and listen. And then from there, I think he was on and off. But later, when he formed, and actually, I knew him more as an NGI to begin with.
Mm.
And then later, when he formed Yayasan Kebajikan Suria, it was like the correct thing for him. It was a vehicle for him. It was the right thing. As James just mentioned, having an NGO or being an NGI, you can be one or the other, but there's certain advantages of having a vehicle like an NGO too, especially when you have big plans the way Uncle James. Okay, I can't call you Uncle, so James. I used to call him James for the longest time. Now everybody calls him
Yeah,
Uncle Scott. No, no, he's James, forever young.
yeah, yeah. Thank you, Tanam. This is a way like Tanam actually very well described of how she come to know you. Okay,
Mm.
so for you, another question. In your opinion, what do you think? Because James, that his contribution to the society, to our community,
I think
which you
it's
think, yeah,
you know uh, most NGOs, we have our objectives. NGOs form with a certain you have to clear out what you
yes,
have to be very clear what your objective is, and then we kind of stick within that. I think that's a good thing. Uncle James has done a lot of things. So in the beginning, I think when I early days of Yayasan Surya, when I was noticed him, it was on more the disaster relief during floods. He was helping out. He was on various things, on the groceries, on the cooking equipment, and lots of. He's very creative at marshalling resources. So initially, I thought he's a disaster person. Then he was helping out with the poor, so it's poverty alleviation work. Then he was also helping out some single mothers. Then he was also doing school back to school shopping. At that time, Jewel was doing a lot of back to school shopping. So he will bring
mm,
all these children lah to can Jewel sponsor this? Yeah, great. Then he was sponsoring the stationery. We were sponsoring the uniforms. And then he was. So what's his contribution to society? Yeah, it's a lot and in many fields. Yeah, so when he said maybe I should write a autobiography, I think it was a brilliant idea, because he has done a lot, and he has a lot that we can learn from him, especially. I mean, his big thing is, he when people ask for help, to me his marked characteristic from day one, which even I can't cope up with sometimes, is if someone asks him for help today, he does it today. He doesn't say, "Give me a day or two, I'll see how to do it tomorrow." So today it's then he'll say, "Oh, then yeah, Isan Joho, then hey, what do we do? How do you handle this case? This child was born at home, and this mother needs support, and
yeah, yeah,
so it's with Uncle James. I mean, he's a good number of years older than I am, but it's go, go, go. Whereas I must sit down and think and calibrate how to do. By then, he has already raised all the money and blah, 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 and then we are going. So that's Uncle James for you, lah. His contribution is been in many different areas. And why I'm particular about this, because in IMSHA, we have different categories. We have 11 categories. I think he ticks a lot of those boxes, lah. And he's open to supporting a good cause.
yeah, yeah. Tanam, you talk about this IMSHA. I know James has a award. I think twice, right? Award. Maybe you
Two
can
different.
talk about why is he sort of eligible for the two awards? It's such a privilege to get the awards. Yeah, maybe you
Okay,
can
so the
share
IMSHA is the
with.
Iskandar Malaysia Social Hero Awards. It's an
Mm,
awards. It's like an Oscars for NGOs in the Iskandar
mm,
Malaysia region, lah. Huh? And it was running for a good decade. It had a good run, and then slowed down during MCO. So 1 year he won it in his individual capacity, because he was addressing a lot of issues. He was very visible in what he was doing. He was very in many ways someone you could turn to for help when you need the public needs help. His name used to come up. Then his other award was for Yayasan Kebajikan Suria. So the award was actually for the NGO, but because the Yayasan was so identified with Uncle James, now with James, so therefore it's James that's on stage both times. So it's actually two awards for two different categories. And why
Okay.
Yayasan Kebajikan Suria? I think they won for the disaster relief category, because he was very visible in the flood relief work. That's why there
Mm.
were awards. Lah. And why was he eligible? Because he's there. He's very visible. He's someone known in society. He's able to marshal resources. He was able to get resources together to go to the ground. And he's able and willing to work with other NGOs, which is a very different, not an easy characteristic to see. Many NGOs want to be in their own little expertise silo, but he's willing to work with others. So because James, he works with Jewel, we work together with Ehsan Johor, another disaster relief group, specialized in disaster relief, but they do a lot of poverty alleviation as well. We work together with many different community groups that seek to gather to help society. So these are some of
Yeah,
the these are some of the parameters on which he won the award. Yeah, he and
yeah.
yes,
It's so wonderful to hear about, some in depth of what actually Tanam has been working with James and all this one. Actually, I find that it's so wonderful. We have so many NGO in JB. It is sometimes to work together to understand each other, how is their ability to show in whatever way that we can help. It is so wonderful, and working together also help to build a relationship among us. I think
mm,
working together is a wonderful thing.
yeah.
So now come to James. Okay, let's say for example, I see you have been appearing and helping so much in the community. Maybe would you like to share something like how is your uh how the impact of the lives or the individual or families through doing this NGO work? What kind of maybe a challenge that you face? Sometimes as uh, in this Yayasan or as James here? What are the sometimes big challenges that you face? Yeah.
As Dana was mentioned, I think
Mm.
the ability to work with other NGO, this is this is not easy. Because other NGO got other interests, but for some reason, Yayasan Suria, we are able to work with anybody, whether the NGI or NGO. I mean, we are able to work with anybody and blend together to help like in flood and all this. No, you cannot work alone. You need to think. And then the other thing that has impacted me is the people we help. Those people we help, the ripple effect, like we call it, the people you help, and then you see the children are doing well now, and the mother are doing well, and we got a case of a family who the mother wanted to commit suicide, then we said we take over, so we journeyed with this family for 20 over years. Now the children are all graduated, three of them all local UC graduated. We supported them through UC. When the children was about 12 years old, we even bought the mother a car, a second car for the mother to take the children to tuition and all. So we have seen this family growing over about 20 years, and now they're all graduated. And that's a good thing. Like we see, the effect of people doing well just because of you. You play a part in their life. So that is a thing that we are all very happy in Yayasan Suria, the volunteers, including myself and all.
So what are the challenges that you personally feel? I mean, the when you're serving the community, the maybe some obstruction or those things that you face. How are you able to overcome? Sometimes it may not be an easy one, right? Yeah.
Okay, there are a lot of challenges. First thing is
Mm.
money. Money, you must be able to get money to fund your organization. But for some reason, maybe of the stories Uncle James write in the Facebook, a lot of posting, I write on average of at least one or two articles a week. So if you go to my website, I think there are hundreds of them. So because different people will support you for different cause. Some will support you for education, some will support you for flood, some will support you for groceries and all this. So you're going to write a variety of topic and subject on it. So that's one of the challenges. And you're going to find the time. Those days without AI, I used to spend about maybe 1.5 hours to write one article. Now with AI, we have maybe about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, I can churn out one article. And I write a lot of articles, and that's where the money come in. So to get money, I think is not a big problem for Yayasan Suria. When we write stories, people will give us money. And the recent one one particular that struck me was there was a family who needed 660,000 for a heart operation in IGN in KL. I went with another volunteer, Joyce, one of our very active volunteers. We went and see the couple and we told them, okay, we will get 660,000 for you within a month. Because this poor guy, his heart is only pumping at 14%. So within a month or so, if he doesn't get a new thing in his heart, the heart will stop and the guy will die. So when Uncle James promised, after that, on the way back, the volunteer Joyce told me, Uncle, you have promised 660,000 within a month. I said, with the grace of God, I think we'll make it there. So we wrote a Facebook. Same day I wrote a Facebook. And on the third day after I posted out, first 100,000 came in. First 100,000 came in. Second day, another 100,000. Third day, another 100,000, roughly about that. So I told my volunteer, it can't be true because, basically the people I don't know also send money. So, and then within 28 days, we raised out something like about 830,000 in 28 days. And out of the 830,000, 2,850 people donated. So, poor volunteer Joyce has got right 2,850 receipt. And this receipt has got to be signed individually by Uncle James. Because the income tax say every receipt, it must be signed, not computer generated. So there's a lot of work, but anyway, it worked. So the guy went for his operation, came out, everything okay, and he talked louder than Uncle James. So Uncle James told him, if you talk louder than Uncle James, I'll take out your heart again. So he said, sorry. That's a joke. So, and then the family now is doing okay well. And then because we got more than 660,000, say maybe about 100, 200,000, now all the expenses to KLIGN, including hotel stay, toll, expenses in IGN, we are still paying for him. And we still got quite a substantial amount of money inside our account, keep separately for him. So we were spending all the money on him because we got so much money. So this is one of the biggest amount that we have get from anyway.
Okay, if I can step in, I remember that one when he was in the process of raising the money. I was thinking, oh my God, 600 a few days, and he actually made it in the end. I was wondering, is he going to hit the target or are they going to dig into their resources? No, he hit the target and then he exceeded the target.
Yeah, I see
But
that.
when you and I mean, God bless them, and God bless Uncle James for being able to marshal 2,000 people to donate money. Bless. But I think to your question, Sume, about what are the challenges, and I think NGOs face, but I've seen Uncle James go through it as well. One of the challenges is also, especially during the COVID period and after, is people taking financial advantage of NGOs. And because Uncle James is compassionate and he takes your story at face value, there are people who will tell you a sad story, or I couldn't pay my rent and I was being chased out, and then Uncle James will pay, and then later when he does the due diligence, he will be sharing the story that, oh my God, we found out that actually that lady was just telling us a tall tale and taking advantage. So, and also because Uncle James wants to give people I keep calling you uncle. No, James wants to keep giving people the benefit of the doubt, and he wants to believe in the goodness of people, which is a very, very good spiritual value. When we do NGO work, when we see so many things, it's easy to go down and be cynical, sometimes. And you sure or not? Are you sure this is a genuine case or not? No, you don't get those questions out of Uncle James. Like, if that person needs his favorite saying is, "I will pass this way, but once. So what good I can do, I do lah. If this person cheated me, I will feel pain for him, But he will say, "Is his
Thanks,
conscience?"
Thanks,
Because raising
very
money, as an NGO person, I know raising money is not easy, and you're happy to go all out and slog and raise money for a case. But when you know that that person, these just people who just don't want to work, so they want to try and tell a sad story and get money out of you. It's very sad. James, I must say, is also generous with other NGOs. So sometimes in Jewel, when we've had cases where it's not within our real bound, our real specific objective, and we need a bit of additional boost, we have turned to Uncle James. I don't, I can't remember if you ever said no to me. I think you said yes, 100%. I think I have a 100% success rate but at the same time, within the Jewel community, we have a understanding that because James is generous, we must not take advantage. So when we apply, although James will say yes, I will always do a proper write up with the proper details, and same with the other Jewel members. I remember, I think the first case you finance was with the past president, Lisa. She brought a student from a poor family who was a first year in UPM, and James is a
UPM.
UPM alumni, and he's very proud to be able to help a UPM student. And he kept up with her and made sure she had her lunch and meals and assignment for throughout the 4 years and until she graduated. So it was actually the initial amount that we needed was about 2,000 for the enrollment fee. But in the end, he kept in touch with her for the 4 years until she graduated. And then she's now holding a good job.
Yeah,
So
it's
Uncle
holding
James
good
is
job.
generous. And because he's with all generous people, we must make sure these people people like James are well taken care of and not taken advantage of.
Yeah, in fact, I have a few times go out with uh community job with James because
Mm,
actually we call uncle it's sort of because we respect you, you know. So the uncle title is we respect this Uncle James is a respect to you from our bottom of our heart because like recently I follow James to SK Taman the Sekolah Kebangsaan Taman Desa Jaya, and we see how Yayasan also actually adopted the school, and they did a lot of food bank and no free meals to the student. I mean, he so kind, you know. And then I see him, he actually collect the bread for the those from the bakery, you know, this for the distribution. I see you do it now. When you do like very energetic one. No, he dum 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 come and it's it's so different when you see a person work without grudges or just happily do. This one I really respect. So come to this Tanam. You see
mm,
we have already talked about James, how he has served the community. Let's say for you because I saw the comment from Joyce, I say may this beautiful journey continue to inspire many more people.
mm.
Okay, so maybe you can share to us maybe some example of how whatever that he did until today that he can inspire or motivated people, how we can put it into practice that the thing that he has done able to motivate more people. Yeah, maybe with younger people like younger generation should learn from him. Yeah.
Every so often we get requests for interns. They can become an intern in your any NGO that you know of. Where can we go and do internship? And sometimes, Jewel, we don't take them on because we deal with child abuse, child sexual abuse cases, and also we cannot simply go and take people to go and meet all these cases like domestic violence and all that. So I turn them to Uncle James. The reason is because he is day in, day out. He's picking up buns, he's sending it somewhere in between. There's some food somewhere going, there's groceries, there's something happening, and but in the end, he'll pick up the phone. When you call him, he'll pick up, oh, yeah, okay, and then I'm going off somewhere else, and blah, he's all in blah. But it is day in, day out. What if you ask me what inspires this? I don't know if I got that kind of energy and that kind of master planning. Of course, in his office at the back, there's a big whiteboard and all sorts of master chart going on in there.
Yes,
Brilliant. I
yes.
mean, it's brilliant. But I sometimes, and it's very inspiring that you can do something like that. And it's, of course, the ability to marshal resources. Lah. And we're not just talking money. The other day we collaborated, Jewel, Yayasan Suria, and Ehsan Johor. We collaborate with another group lah, by the influencer Poonam Singh. We went down to kampung orang asli Teluk Jawa. Then they needed, because they had just survived a fire, they didn't have proper lodgings, they needed plastic tubs to store their important goods, they needed groceries, they needed this, that, and the other. It's all just go, go, go. Okay, tell me, what is it? What is the proportion? You need nails, you need this, you need that. And then who will do what? And big one master plan. Somebody will lead. Uncle James is very happy to let someone else lead as well. He's as good a leader as he is a follower, which is not which is an important NGO trait, but not all NGOs have that trait. Like they want to lead, but they don't. They're not good at follower. So some things Isan Johor is better at leading. But the thing that inspires me the most is his ability to plan, his ability to marshal resources, ability to hit the target. That means you actually help the community that you set out to achieve for that day. Then the next day is the next target. Next day. So during MCO, Uncle James was the source of vegetables, don't know from which farm, because they were not able to get it to market. Uncle James was a source of fresh chicken from Akina farm. Uncle James was a source of this, that, and the other. Suddenly it was chili. Suddenly there's, there's, I got how many thousand eggs, come and take, and then we will take it and go and distribute because we are thankful. Uh, One of the things in Jewel we do is good nutrition, child rights. So part of child rights is nutrition. If you can't afford the chicken, give them eggs. But then suddenly the price of eggs went up. Then that Uncle James produced how many 100,000 eggs, and we all go lah, distributing. Then also at the same time, in the middle of all this, I remember during that MCO lockdown, my father was very sick, and I needed to transport a screen and
Yeah.
and then I couldn't get a lorry because it was MCO. Then I asked James, "Hey, can you help me? Yeah. Maybe give me that. I think within 2 hours the bed was there. He went and interviewed my father, and I was very grateful at that moment because we felt a bit funny to ask him for a favor, personal favor. So if you ask me what inspires, okay lah. The people he has helped have now gone on to good things. And then again, all NGOs, when we help, we hope that people, but it's his energy, his ability to plan, his ability to get people together, the ability to laugh it off when he gets criticized, and he gets criticized here and there, whether justified or otherwise, but he just laughs it off and he gets up and goes.
Yeah, so wonderful sharing, by Thanam
Yeah.
about Uncle James, That's very true. I heard a lot, in fact, also during MCO, that's why I really met Uncle James during MCO also, because due to sometimes food distribution and things like that.
Mm.
Okay, before closing, maybe Thanam, okay, if you could describe Uncle James in 3 words, what would they be?
Three
Yeah.
words. I think 3 phrases, lah. He's
Yeah.
generous. He's generous. He's generous to. He's got a big heart, so he's generous. He's non-judgmental. Even when things don't go his way, he's not going to sit down. You rarely hear him rant and rave and condemn another person for standing his, not help. You never hear him say bad stuff. So he's non-judgmental. He's super generous. And the thing you would admire is, while I'm here, so the can-do spirit can be done. No, can be done. If some of us are thinking can be done, yeah. And the and it's when you say can be done, some of us have to plan to do it. Like we can be done, and then after that, no, let's see how to do it. But generally, when you're working with James on a project, and I've personally also helped him. I mean, I've personally gone with him. He has asked me to help out in some Kelantan floods. Gone all the way on in his Yayasan truck. He drove in between, stop and bought putu halwa. He will buy all this putu halwa, all these snacks for everybody. And he's a lovely person. I'm always in charge of the ang paos. He'll put me in charge of the ang paos, which will make me a very popular person because everyone wants an ang pao, right? He is someone who will say, this can be done, this has to be done because these people need help, this cannot be done tomorrow, we better go on, can you come? And so that night itself, I don't tell my husband, okay, I'm going to go to Kelantan, bye bye. Then my husband, who you going with that UPM guy? Oh, Uncle James. Okay, okay, go lah. I'll see you in 5 days' time. I then off we
Wow.
go, and then I'll update all the jewel ladies. There was there were dead cows. The people were still living in the flood waters. They needed the help, lah. They really needed the help. And after that, when we went to rest in a shop, I just wanted to buy some water, and the shop owner realized who we were, volunteer. He sponsored all the water, and they already just came out of a flood, bad times. And I'll say, abang, tak payah. We can pay. Tak apa, tak apa, tak apa, tak apa. You datang dari jauh untuk tolong. So in that spirit of volunteerism, normally you say orang Kelantan dengan orang Johor always have a bit of friction. Lots bridges are built, a lot is healed, and things are made easier and better. So sorry, I went beyond 3 words. So 3 words will be generosity, non-judgmental, can do.
Hey, wonderful, Tanam. I like these three phrases, no, these three sentences. I never says definitely, That's why whenever people, okay, and then he just give, as you say, you don't judge, non-judgmental. This is also something wonderful. It's not easy, also, right? We
No.
tend to be ethical over things sometimes, but
Mm.
and the can-do spirit, Thank you, Uncle James, for all these wonderful things that you have done for the community. And so before we close this session, uh, Uncle James has his biography about his launching of his book, right? And then also we want to have a fundraising dinner in November 28th. So maybe you would like to tell us more about this dinner, Uncle James, about the fundraising, the project, the fundraise is what are the purpose for? Yeah, maybe you can tell us.
This fundraising dinner is not for Yayasan actually. We are trying to fund 10 NGO because some of the NGOs they got a lot of labor, they got a lot of people, but they don't have enough funding. So this dinner actually is also to raise fund for NGO. So we are giving out to 10 NGOs. We are selecting 10 NGOs, still not finalized, and then each NGO we are giving the region of 8 to 10,000 per NGO. So you are talking about giving out 80 to 100,000 for this dinner. So we invite every NGO, 2 representatives to come for dinner. Of course, we don't charge them. And then we prepare a mock check for them. Each NGO 8 to 10,000. We haven't decided the amount of money, but I think the money is coming in quite nicely at the moment. So we are looking at on the 28th of November, maybe 50, 60, 70 tables. It won't be 100 tables as what we planned. As a previous dinner, we raised in 2034 to buy our shop lot. So the dinner is coming on well, planning is going on well, and we are having meeting here and there to raise it. So it's mainly, as I said, for funding the other 10 NGOs who are, they not so able to get money, so we are trying to fund them.
Thank you, Uncle James, for this, because fundraise for the NGO is actually come back to the same. Yeah, we are doing good things for the community. Right?
Yes, for the
Yeah.
So as Tanam say also, actually you buy mineral water and then at the end people give you. So when we are doing good things, at the end all will come into
The ripple effect.
So wonderful. So I'm so happy tonight, even though it's a very short conversation, but it's time to learn a little bit more about Uncle James. And thank you to Tanam for sharing and tell us on your view about Uncle James. And this is something that maybe I also overlook on certain point, but he has done more than that now, which I have not learned. Yeah, so it's time to say thank you and nice to know James and hope to work with you more. So now Auntie Bole also like following James sometimes to follow with his community outreach program to some places. And I'm happy to work with him to know him more. Yeah, his character very hoo-ha. Okay, easy to work with. Yeah, also easy to work with. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so yeah.
Auntie Bole, we also trying to follow you because your name Auntie Bole. So to us, this Bole is in Yayasan sort of the blood lah. So everything is Bole to us. Even we
Boleh.
don't know what to do, we say boleh. Then we'll think of a plan. We'll think of a way how to get it done. We never say no. In Yayasan Suria, my volunteer will say, Uncle, you everything can. I say, yeah, semua boleh. So you auntie boleh, that's why we work together. Because you boleh, we also boleh. So semua boleh lah.
Thank you so much for supporting Auntie boleh juga lah.
Semua auntie boleh.
Yeah, we hope to have another conversation again, maybe with different person. Yeah, to come. Yeah, maybe next time will be Fifi lah. So Fifi, next time will be with Fifi also. The more the merrier. We have more dialogue like that. Yeah. So time to say bye bye. Is there anything else
Bye-bye.
we like to on? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
All the best.
All the best.
All the best. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.